Whether hosting a dinner party or just putting on a nice meal for your family, this French bistro classic will fit the bill. You can't go wrong with bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs roasted with garlic and potatoes. Let me show you what to do. First things first, let's get that oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. Now let's place a large skillet over medium to medium-high heat, and we'll want to melt 1 tablespoon of butter in a tablespoon of olive oil. While your pan's heating up, we're going to take 8 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. You want to trim off any excess skin, and then you want to season that generously with coarse ground sea salt and some fresh cracked black pepper. Once the pan is hot, we're going to place half the thighs skin side down, and you want to cook for 5 to 7 minutes or so, just enough to kind of get a nice brown on the skin. And then you want to flip it over, and then you want to cook for another 5 to 7 minutes, and then we're going to remove those to a 13x9 baking dish, and then we'll cook the remaining 4. While the thighs are cooking, let's peel about 35 to 40 cloves of garlic. Now that the chicken's done, let's add the garlic to the pan, and we're going to stir often for about 2 to 3 minutes until it starts to brown and soften a little bit. And then we're going to add that garlic over the top of the chicken in the baking dish. Leaving the pan over medium heat, let's add about 1/4 cup or so of a dry white wine, and you want to just scrape up the loose bits that have accumulated in the pan. And then we're going to add 3/4 cup of chicken broth. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of butter. And then we're going to season that with a little bit of salt and pepper. Once the butter's melted, you want to stir that together. And then you want to pour that mixture over the chicken and garlic. Now let's take about 5 to 6 small potatoes that have been washed. And you want to quarter those. We're going to add them to a bowl, and then we're going to drizzle about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we're going to season that generously with a little bit of salt and pepper. And then you want to toss that to coat thoroughly. And then we're going to take the potatoes, and you want to wedge those down in the baking dish underneath the chicken, in between the chicken. Lastly, let's sprinkle some thyme and some rosemary over the top of the chicken. And then we're going to place that in the oven, and we're going to let it bake for about 35 to 40 minutes. Oh, look at that. All right, I present to you chicken with roasted garlic and potatoes. I hope you enjoy it as much as we do. Thanks for tuning in.